All right, buckle up, because today we're diving deep into the world of railway technology and acquisitions.
Oh, yeah. Exciting stuff.
We're going to be taking a close look at Sona Comstar's big move to acquire the Railway Equipment Division.
They're calling it RED for sure.
RED from Escorts Coda Limited. And
it's interesting.
We've got some interesting sources here that detail this whole acquisition.
Yeah.
And I think you'll be surprised by what this means for the future of the industry.
Especially
when we consider Sona Comstar's history.
Where they come from.
Yeah, their roots in the automotive world.
Yeah. So what's really fascinating about this is that this acquisition, it's not just Sona Comstar expanding into some new market.
Right.
This is a strategic play by them.
Oh, okay.
To put themselves right at the front of the changing world of transportation and mobility.
Interesting.
They are betting big
time
on the growth of railway technology and how it can completely change transportation.
Okay, so let's unpack this, starting with Sona Comstar.
Sure.
What's their background?
Right.
And why is this whole move into the railway sector such a big deal?
So Sona Comstar, they're a big player in the automotive industry. They're particularly known for their innovation in electric vehicle technology.
Like what kind of stuff?
Things like EV differentials, traction motors, those kind of things.
Okay.
And this acquisition of RZ, a real powerhouse in the Indian railway braking systems market.
Yeah.
This marks a pretty major shift for Sona Comstar.
Okay.
It shows they're not just focused on cars anymore.
So we've got an automotive tech company
stepping onto the railway tracks.
I like it.
That's good. I like that.
What exactly does RD bring to the table in this partnership?
RED is the dominant player when it comes to braking systems in the Indian railway market.
Wow.
They've got a really diverse product portfolio.
Like what?
It's not just brakes.
Oh.
They make couplers, suspension systems, friction products, everything.
The whole 9 yards.
Pretty much. They've been around for more than 60 years.
Wow.
And they've built some really strong connections in the industry.
It sounds like they're the go-to guys.
They are the experts when it comes to making sure trains run smoothly and safely.
60 years of experience. That's incredible. What a legacy.
It really is.
Yeah, it sounds like RD has a very solid foundation.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the financial side of things.
Right.
What's the potential for growth here?
Right.
And how does this acquisition fit into Sona Comstar's big picture strategy?
The numbers look really promising.
Okay, great.
RED's revenue last year was about 950 crores.
Yeah.
With an EBIT of 179 crores.
Okay.
And what's really impressive is their growth has been really consistent.
Yeah.
19% revenue growth, 18% EBIT growth over the past 5 years.
Wow.
And get this, they're showing a 35% return ratio.
That's impressive.
Those are some really solid numbers.
Yeah, it sounds like
it suggests that Sona Comstar is making a smart move here.
It definitely sounds like RED is a really valuable asset.
For sure.
So, beyond the financial stuff.
Yeah.
How does this acquisition actually align with Sona Comstar's commitment to this whole clean technology, sustainable solutions, all of that?
This is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Remember, Sona Comstar has been deep in the EV space for a while.
Right.
Pushing for green solutions in the car industry.
Right.
And railways, by their very nature, are already better for the environment than cars or planes.
Yeah, that's true.
This acquisition lets Sona Comstar take all their knowledge about clean technology and apply it to a sector that's really ready for some big changes.
That's a great point.
It's like they're expanding their mission for a cleaner, greener future.
Yeah.
And bringing it to the railways.
It sounds like they're taking everything they've learned from EVs. And applying it to a whole different mode of transportation. And with India really putting a lot of money into modernizing and expanding their railways.
Yes.
It seems like this move puts Sona Comstar in a perfect position to take advantage of a booming market.
Absolutely. The Indian government has been putting a ton of resources into the railway sector.
Wow.
And this focus on infrastructure development creates the perfect opportunity for companies like Sona Comstar to really thrive.
Right.
They're getting in early on what is probably going to be a huge period of growth and innovation in the Indian railway system.
So it seems like Sona Comstar is strategically positioning themselves for the future
Definitely.
Tapping into this market with huge potential for growth.
Yeah.
While also staying committed to these sustainable solutions.
It's a good move.
But let's not forget about the competition.
Right, of course.
Who else is Sona Comstar going up against in this space?
So globally, there are two big companies that control most of the railway braking system market.
Okay.
And then in India, you've got RED as the leader. What's interesting is how RED has stayed on top.
Yeah.
Even with all this competition.
How have they done that?
They've managed to do it by being really cost effective.
Right.
While still keeping their quality high.
Yeah.
And they never stop pushing the boundaries of innovation.
That's great.
It shows they really understand the needs of the Indian railway market.
It definitely sounds like they've found a recipe for success.
They have.
In a really competitive market.
Yeah.
But this makes me wonder.
What's that?
How is Sona Comstar planning to take RED's success?
Right.
And make it even bigger, even better?
Uh-huh.
Will they totally change things up?
Good question.
Or do they have something different in mind?
I think that's a great question,
yeah.
And it's a really important one to consider.
All right, we'll have to explore that more.
Yeah, we'll definitely delve into that more deeply as we go on.
In our deep dive.
Absolutely.
Stay with us.
Yeah, we'll be right back after a quick break.
To uncover all the details.
You don't want to miss it.
Of Sona Comstar's strategy for RED.
See you soon.
We'll be back.
This is where Sona Comstar's approach to acquisitions gets interesting.
Oh.
They've got a history of taking this hands-off approach.
Really?
Empowering those existing management teams.
Okay.
Encouraging innovation and risk-taking.
So they're not going in and
exactly
turning everything upside down.
They're not about shaking things up.
Yeah.
It's more about giving our RED the resources and support to grow.
So it's more like nurturing their potential.
Exactly.
Instead of forcing some rigid structure on them.
Right.
That's a pretty cool approach in the world of acquisitions.
I think so.
Not what you typically hear about.
Yeah, and I think Sona Comstar recognizes that RED already has a good thing going.
They've got the secret sauce.
They've built a really successful business, you know. They've got this strong reputation for quality and innovation.
Right.
The goal is to make those strengths even stronger.
Not to, mess with a good thing.
Exactly. Don't fix what ain't broken, right?
Right, exactly.
Think of it like they're giving RED the tools and resources to really take their game to that next level.
It's like giving a great chef a bigger, better kitchen.
I love that analogy.
They already have the talent and the skills.
Yeah.
But now they've got the space and the equipment to create something truly amazing.
Exactly. And with Sona Comstar's expertise in R&D and advanced technology.
They've got a lot of that.
They really do. They can really help speed up RED's new product development and market expansion.
So what are we talking here, electric trains in India?
That's a possibility.
That would be huge.
That would be a game changer.
Not just for the railway industry, for the whole country.
For the whole country, we could see a big drop in carbon emissions.
Right.
A boost to the manufacturing sector.
And tons of new jobs created.
Exactly. Tons of new jobs.
It's exciting to think about.
It really is. And let's not forget about global expansion.
Right. They could take this beyond India.
Exactly. And India could become this hub.
Oh, wow. For developing and exporting cutting-edge railway tech.
Competing with those big companies in Europe and North America.
Exactly. They could really become a global force.
This feels like a big turning point.
It does.
Where a company's business decisions could change a whole industry.
I agree.
Speaking of business decisions, let's talk about Sona Comstar's existing business.
Sure.
We mentioned their strong order book.
Yes.
And their impressive growth with those BEV, those battery electric vehicles.
Yes.
But I'd love to dig a little deeper into that.
Absolutely. So Sona Comstar has been doing a good job handling this EV slowdown.
Yeah, a lot of companies have been struggling.
It's been tough for some, but in their last quarter,
they
had this amazing 53% growth in BEV revenue.
Wow, 53%.
Which led to a record 36% share of their total revenue.
So they're not just surviving the EV slowdown.
They're thriving.
They're thriving in it. What's their secret?
Well, I think it's a few things.
Okay.
First, they've been really careful about who they partner with.
Yeah.
Picking the right projects, the right companies to work with.
Exactly. They're focusing on companies who are really committed to EV tech.
Yeah.
Companies that have a history of innovation.
So it's not just chasing every single EV opportunity that comes along.
It's about quality over quantity.
Makes sense.
Right, and I think their deep understanding of the technical stuff involved in making high-performance EV parts.
They've got that expertise.
They really do, and that plays a huge role.
Right, and their reputation.
Absolutely.
For quality and reliability.
That's huge in this industry.
Especially in a field where performance is everything.
It's everything. That kind of trust is so valuable.
It really is. And don't forget,
yeah,
a whopping 78% of their current order book
that's right.
is coming from BEV programs.
That shows serious dedication to electric vehicles.
It really does.
It's clear Sona Comstar is a company that embraces new challenges.
They're not afraid to try new things.
They're not afraid to innovate.
They're moving to the railway sector. It's not just random.
No, it's a natural progression.
They've been building towards this.
They've been laying the groundwork.
With their technology and their strategic planning.
Exactly. They've been quietly building their skills and expanding their reach.
Waiting for the right moment.
Waiting for the perfect opportunity.
And this acquisition of Ryu, that seems to be it.
It does seem that way.
It's a risk, but a calculated one.
A risk with huge potential rewards.
But it does raise some questions.
Oh, of course.
How will this affect Sona Comstar's existing business?
Right.
Can they really focus on both the automotive and railway sectors?
Two huge industries.
At the same time,
yeah.
Can they really be a leader in both?
Those are great questions.
Those are some really good questions.
They are.
And I think they really get to the heart of why this whole acquisition is so interesting.
Definitely.
We've got this company venturing into a brand new industry.
Right.
But at the same time,
yeah,
they're dealing with all this crazy change in their existing market. A lot to juggle. But
it's exciting, though.
It also has these incredible opportunities.
It does.
And I think to really understand Sona Comstar's plan here, it comes down to how they use the connections. Synergies, yeah, between their different parts of the business.
Right. They're not just buying RAD and letting it do its own thing.
Right.
They're really looking for ways to combine RAD's expertise with their own.
To create something even bigger.
Exactly.
But it's not just about adding to their portfolio.
It's about making connections.
It's about creating this more powerful, integrated whole.
I like that.
Can you give us some actual examples of how they might do this?
Sure. One area where we might see some real synergy is in technology transfer.
Okay.
Sona Comstar, they've got this deep expertise in electric drivetrains.
Right.
Power electronics.
All the EV stuff.
Exactly. And those are technologies that could totally revolutionize the railway industry.
So are we talking electric trains in India?
Potentially.
That'd be incredible.
It'd be huge.
It would address the environmental stuff.
Yeah, and even some of the infrastructure challenges.
Right, exactly.
But can they really compete with the big global players?
Like you mentioned, Wabtec.
Knorr-Bremse.
Yeah, those guys already have a huge international presence.
They do, but I think Sona Comstar has a few advantages.
Okay, like what?
First, they really understand the Indian market.
Right. They know what people need.
Exactly, and that's a deal when you're making products for a specific place.
Right, not a one-size-fits-all approach.
No. And second, they've got this proven track record of innovation.
Especially with the EVs.
Especially with the EVs. They're not afraid to push boundaries.
And then you've got RD.
Yeah, with their 60 years of success.
In the Indian railway market.
They know that industry inside and out.
So they've got all the pieces in place.
It seems like it.
But let's not forget their existing business.
Right.
They're still heavily invested in the car world.
The automotive sector.
Especially those EVs.
Yeah, that's a rapidly changing market, too.
Do you think they can really handle both of these things at the same time?
That's the big question, isn't it?
The million-dollar question.
It's definitely a challenge.
Right.
But I think Sona Comstar has a few things working for them.
Okay, like what?
Remember that hands-off approach to acquisitions?
Yeah, they let Red D do its thing.
Exactly. That frees up Sona Comstar to keep focusing on their core automotive business.
Makes sense.
And their financials are strong.
Especially with the BEV stuff.
Especially with the BEVs, they've got the resources to pursue multiple opportunities.
So it's an ambitious plan.
Definitely ambitious.
But it's pretty exciting to see a company taking these kinds of risks.
It is. They're not content with just sticking to what they know.
They're pushing boundaries.
Absolutely. I think it shows their vision and their dedication to innovation.
I agree. This acquisition is a clear sign that they're thinking long-term.
It really is.
They want to be a leader in the future of mobility.
Not just in India.
But globally.
On the world stage.
It'll be interesting to see how they handle everything.
The challenges and the opportunity.
What kind of impact they have on the railway industry in the coming years.
It's going to be fascinating to watch.
Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today in our deep dive.
We have.
We explored why Sona Comstar is buying RAs.
The strategy behind it.
We talked about the money involved.
Yeah, the financials.
And what it could mean for both companies and the whole railway industry.
We looked at the big picture.
We talked about how important innovation is.
Absolutely.
The power of these strategic partnerships.
Those are key.
And how important it is to adapt to change in this fast-moving market.
Change is constant.
And of course, we touched on Sona Comstar's existing business.
Their success with EVs.
And the decisions they've made that have set them up for continued success.
They're in a good position.
This deep dive has given us a lot to think about.
It really has.
It makes you wonder what other amazing innovations are out there.
Yeah, waiting to be discovered.
Not just in railways, but in all kinds of transportation.
The possibilities are endless.
And it reminds us that sometimes the biggest breakthroughs come from companies who are willing to step outside their comfort zone.
To take risks.
And challenge the way things are usually done.
To shake things up a bit.
So keep your eyes open, stay curious.
That's great advice.
And who knows, maybe you'll be the one to come up with the next big idea.
The next game changer.
That changes the world.
It could be anyone listening.
Exactly. You never know.